Alright, what's going on? Scouts 311 back with Arkham, and we are continuing on. We've got a lot of monsters on the board here, and we have two gates sealed. One in the woods, and one in, where did we seal the other one? Oh, way up in Double Reef. So, it is Min's turn. She, along with Mandy, are both sitting in another world. So they're both going to be going through this turn. So they both, Min is moving over. Then Mandy's turn, she's going to move over. So that is their movement. And then Joe Diamond, who has 4 clues, and he's at the graveyard. He's just going to take a quick jaunt to the Black Cave to pick up this 5th clue. So 1, 2 movement. I moved his speed down to 3, so he had a 4 sneak for that. And that's pretty much all the movement we're going to be doing here. So, we move on to the encounter phase. So Joe's in Arkham encounter phase. He goes first because he's the only one in Arkham. So we have the Black Cave from Rivertown cards. So let's see these bad boys. Okay. You hope desperately that the creature pursuing you is afraid of sunlight. Make a speed -2 check. If you fail, a monster appears. If you pass, nothing happens. It actually wouldn't be that bad for a monster to appear if he could kill it, because he wants monster trophies. The funny thing is I put his speed down because he didn't need it to get his sneak up. He can always sneak past if it's nasty. So speed -2 is 1 die because he has a speed of 3. So let's see what we get. We get a 3. So the monster will appear. So let's see what we get. We get, oh boy, a Proto Shogoth. We had one of them earlier, but this is just a fight, or he can try to run from it. He has 3 health, that's his problem. And he has physical resistance. Alright, so physical resistance means that any item, weapon, or anything that does physical damage does half its bonus rounded up. So that means that first we have to do for this guy, we could try to sneak past him, but he is worth 3 tokens, which is pretty awesome. Joe's got, the problem with Joe Diamond is he only has 2 health. So if he fails his roll to kill him, he actually will die. But if he fails his sneak test, he will also get knocked out. So both ways, because if you fail your sneak test, he actually does damage to you, and then the fight starts for real. So he'll do 2 damage to him, which will knock him out. But he'll only have a 2 dice on the sneak test, but only have to succeed once, where he'll get more dice. Well, we're going to fight him, because that's what Joe does. And if he goes down swinging, he goes down swinging. Alright, so we're going to start out with the will test at +0. The problem is he has a 0 will right now. So he's going to take 2 sanity damage, which is okay. It leaves him at 2 sanity. He only starts with 4. He hasn't taken any. But now he's got to fight this guy. So +0, but so he doesn't have a modifier, but he does have the physical resistance, and we need 3 successes. So he's at 5 fight, so that's normal. And then if he uses the blunderbuss or the Tommy gun, he gets +6 to combat checks. But that's half of that rounded up, so he'll get +3. So he'll get 8 dice on this attack. So he still has a decent chance to get 3 successes here. He's got 8 dice. So we're rolling 6 dice, or 5 first, and then we'll roll the other 3 if needed. And he gets 2 successes. And he still has 3 dice left. And gets 2 more. Nice. 4 successes for Joe. So he actually does enough damage to take out the Shoggoth, the Proto-Shoggoth. And he gets to take the trophy. So he now has 6 toughness worth of monster trophies. If he gets a unique item, then he could finish his personal story, or we could always use those for something else. We don't have to go after the personal story. It's just an option. We can get a blessing at the South Church. We can get clue tokens with monster trophies at the Science Building. We can get money at the River Docks. We can go to the Curiosity Shop. That's actually we have to buy stuff there. But he does have some money. You could get Elder Signs at the Curiosity Shop, which is a way to close a gate quick instantly, which would be really nice. So we might head over there eventually and try to buy some, see if we can get lucky with that. But you also get unique items there, which he needs. So we might head him over to the Curiosity Shop soon to get that unique item. And if it's really if it ends up being an Elder Sign, then we don't have to worry. We can close the gate with it. If not, he could use it to finish off his personal story. All right, nice job, Joe. So now we are over here. So let's see. Technically, Mandy's first, so she gets a encounter card of any color. The obsidian door refuses to open. Pass a fight -1 check or stay here next turn, struggling with it. God, almost every card is stay here next turn, it feels like. Alright, so fight -1 check for Min. And her fight is at 3, so that's a 2. But Thomas gives her +1 fight, so that's a 3 dice. And then because she has an ally, she gets another bonus, so that's actually 4 dice. And she gets a 1/6, so she succeeds. So she does not have to stay here next turn. Nice job. Min, with that ally bonus, has become a pretty much of a badass all of a sudden. Not bad for a lowly little secretary in the beginning. Now, Mandy is in the Abyss, and she's doing hers. So she gets to draw, it has to be red or blue, and we get a green. So this is the first time I think we have to draw a new card because of color on this board. Get a yellow, get a red. Here we go. And it's an other card for us. The shadow entity gives up the chase. Lose 1 stamina from exhaustion. Apparently she was being chased through the abyss and was tired from the chase, but lost the enemy. So that's good. Okay, so that is the encounter phase and the otherworld encounter phase for everybody. So now we can move on to the fun phase, the mythos phase. It's the funnest part of the game, isn't it? Let's see what we get. The streets are flooded environment. First, a gate at the Double Reef. Of course, that means we have that the Double Reef is sealed out in it's kind of hard to see from here, I'm sure, but it's sealed out here in Innsmouth. But what that means is we have to put yet another one of the Deep One tracks there. So now we have 3. Now we have to start worrying about that as well. So yeah, now we have even that to worry about. I'm trying to not worry about that and just get some gates sealed, but I don't know. Okay, so what's the next part of the card? A clue appears at the Esoteric Order of Dagon, but that has a gate, so that it gets sucked up. It looks like everybody's moving again. So, yeah. Alright, so we have a circle in the sky, and there's nobody on the streets to go after. We have a moon here with the ghost, but he's yellow, so he actually doesn't move. We have another circle, Amigo here in Silver Twilight Lodge, but he's actually, since there's no one to go to and he's a flyer, he's going to fly to the sky. We have a hexagon for white and Miskatonic University, so he's going to move up to the Merchant District. The Elder Thing is a diamond. He's going to move white to the Merchant District as well. So now we got 2 monsters there. The Deep One Hybrid is a plus, so he moves down black. He goes over to the north side. And then we have a flyer in Innsmouth, another Bayaki, so he has nowhere to move. So he actually moves into the sky as well. Now the thing about that is, the sky is part of Arkham, so that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monsters. So the Bayaki, when he moves into Arkham, actually puts us over our monster limit of 6. So he is actually going to get taken out and put into the city, the outskirts. Now the way the outskirts work is it's 8 minus the number of investigators, so it's 5 monsters. So when we get the 6th monster in the outskirts, the terror track is going to rise, and then they get discarded and put back in the cup. So we only have 1 for now, but that's the first time we've had one in the outskirts, actually, this whole game. Okay, and then the streets are flooded. All street areas are also aquatic locations while this card remains in play. Interesting. Okay, and that's environment, so it gets rid of the Happy Days, our Here Again card, which had where our terror level would not increase. So because we put a Deep One token on the track in Innsmouth, the terror level would normally increase because of that, but because we had this card out at the time, the terror level cannot increase. So I actually stopped the terror level from going up because of that token. Normally it would go up. So that's, I guess, a halfway good thing for that. Okay, so that's the end of that. So now that all the streets are aquatic locations, that means any aquatic monster can move from any one aquatic to another if there's an investigator on the space. So they can move to any of the places in Innsmouth or any of the streets in Arkham. And we could also move from any street in Arkham and spend money, $2, to head to Falcon Point, because from any aquatic location to Falcon Point is a $2 to take the boat charter. So it should work for us too if we want to quickly get up there, which we might want to start spending some clues up there because those guys are filling up. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's the end of the Mythos phase. So we have to pull our Innsmouth Look card for Min. If you do not have the Innsmouth Look, nothing happens. So that has so far been okay for us. Alright, so that's the end of the round. A lot of things to remember now. All the streets are flooded, a whole bunch of things going on here. Okay. So it is now going to be Mandy's turn to start, and we are going to be back after I see what I want to do. Okay, so we start our next round here, and Mandy is up. She's in the Abyss, so she's going to move back out of the Abyss and head into the gate, which is all the way out in the Esoteric Order of Dagon, way out here in Innsmouth. And that is what she needs to do for her movement, and then she'll try to close it when she gets her turn or comes around to her turn. So we'll put the Explore token on there. And then Joe Diamond he's going to go try, I want to head him over to the Curiosity Shop. But this way there's 2 monsters that he'd have to worry about. This way there's 1. So if I could have him try to sneak past him, but he would only have 1 die to do it, because he would need 5 movement to get the Curiosity. And if he failed, he would actually get knocked out. So I'm just going to have him come here and fight this guy, and then next turn, move him here. That's the plan. The problem is he could get attacked by flying monsters next turn, so, or at the end of this turn, so I don't know. Maybe I should not do that, now that I'm thinking about it. I forgot about the flyers, because he'll be in the streets. If their movement comes up, he could get hit by 2 of these guys. And they both do some pretty good sanity damage at -1, which he's not the best at with his will checks. Now I gotta think if I want to do that or not. Where else would I take him? I could take him, well, could take him to St. Mary's Hospital, actually, to get his stamina back, which would not be a bad idea. You know, I think I'm going to do that, now that I think about it. Running around with so little stamina is kind of scary. I think I'm going to do that. So that's going to be 5 movement for him. Since that is the plan. He's got 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to go to St. Mary's Hospital here for now. And then that is now Min's turn, who is sitting here in another dimension. So she gets to move out and go to the Silver Twilight Lodge, which is the another dimension gate, which she has explored. Okay, so now we do the Arkham encounter phase, and Joe Diamond is here in St. Mary's Hospital. So he, instead of having an encounter here, you can recover stamina by receiving medical care. You can regain 1 stamina for free or pay $2 to restore your stamina to its maximum value. So he's got $8. He's going to pay $2 and restore his stamina to his maximum value, which is 6. So we went from 2 to 6. Now he can go around and kill some monsters. I at least feel better about it. I do need to get his sanity up a little bit still, but that's a start. So now the Arkham encounter phase, Mandy's going to start it. She's out there, way out in the Abyss, in the Esoteric Order of the Dagon. A -2 check to close this gate. She doesn't have enough clues to seal it, but she can still close it, which is a good thing. So she has a 4 in lore, and we're going to be using that to close this gate. So she gets 2 dice because of the -2. It's a tough gate to close at -2. So let's see if she can do it. A 5 and a 1, so she gets a 5. So she closes the gate, which means that it just closes as normal, but without the clues, we can't seal it. So it's still off the board, though. And any hexagon enemies get... She also gets this as a gate trophy, and any hexagon enemies get taken off the board. So if there are any, I believe there are, yes, this, the ghoul gets taken off the board. Pack in the cup. And that's the only one. But at least we got rid of one of them, so that's good. Okay, nice job, Mandy. Now, when you end your movement on a space in Innsmouth, that's when you roll to see if you get caught by the police. So you have to do those. I said quite a few videos ago. You have to do a sneak test based on what space you're on. But since she already did her movement phase and this was an encounter phase, then she doesn't. I don't believe she has to worry about that this turn. And then Min is here in the Silver Twilight Lodge, so she's going to attempt to close this gate. It's a +0, so she gets to roll her lore of 4, +1 for having her ally, plus another one because the ally she has actually gives her a bonus, so she gets 6 dice to this. And she gets a 5 on the first roll. Only 1 5 though, and a 6 for all her dice, but she only needed 1 success. So she closes the gate and the Silver Twilight Lodge, which is a square. Any square enemies? I don't believe so. No, no square monsters. But the gate closes, and that's another gate token. We have 4 of them, and Min is going to spend her 5 clue tokens to seal the gate. So that is awesome. So we're holding on here a little bit. We're holding on. Well done, Min. So that's 3 gates sealed. We're halfway there. And it's pretty sweet. So that's everybody's encounter. No, Joe. Oh yeah, Joe went. So that's everybody's encounter phase. So we move on to... There's nobody in another world. So we move on to the Mythos phase. The Witch House. The witch house does not have a gate, which means we need to put a new one down. So that is the Great Hall of Seleno. That goes there. New monster. And it is a deep one. The first time we've seen an actual deep one monster. So he rests at the witch house now. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monsters in Arkham. So that's just at the limit. So we're still, he comes on the board. But because the gate opened, we put another Doom token on the big guy. So he's at 9. So he's 2 away from awakening. And because the gate opened, we have to roll twice and see if we get doubles. And if we do, another Mythos card is going to come out. 1 and a 3, so we're good there. Okay. A clue appears at the Black Cave, which actually does not have a clue. So that's right here. So that's a clue that we can try to get. Right here. And then, let's see. Circle moves. We have 2 monsters. There's nobody in the streets to worry about, so they don't go anywhere. We have a plus, no. We have a diamond moves to white. So the elder thing moves up to north side. We have a plus and a moon, so none of them move. Okay, so our card is, thanks to the mystic energy, planetary alignment. Thanks to the mystic energy generated by the planetary alignment, all spells have a sanity cost of 0. And that's an environment card, so that gets rid of this aquatic, all areas are aquatic location card. So that's pretty cool. So any spell we want to cast has no sanity cost right now. So if we have any spells we want to cast, we want to get them out now. Find Gate is the only one that's, well, we have Shrivel in for a fight, heal, but that's only on somebody if they're on the same space. Yeah, we gotta figure that out. Okay, so now we gotta do an Innsmouth look card for the for Mandy. Let's see what we get. You do not have the Innsmouth look, nothing happens. Alright, shuffle them up. That has not hurt us yet. So that is everybody. And that's the end of the round. So we got 2 spaces before the the ancient one comes out. We have 3 gates sealed. And we have 5 clues on Joe, 5 clues on 5 clues on Joe, 5 clues on Min. So if we get 2 more gates closed, 3 more gates sealed, we're done. And that's what we have to just book butt to do right now, is go after gates. Joe will be able to get to the unnameable on his own next turn. Min has 5 clues, and she needs to go after somebody. She can go after this deep one because she's actually pretty good at fighting these days, and try to head into the Great Hall. And that's, I think, but the problem is that they just have to get through there. It'd be nice if Mandy can get in a gate if she had the clues, but she doesn't, because she has the Find Gate spell to quickly get out of the gate. But she's kind of stuck in Innsmouth with not a lot going on for her. So I don't think we're going to be able to get her anywhere. So, gate-wise. Alright, well, we'll see what we do. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all later.